Hey guys, what's up? It's Luke here, aka xLJHProductionz, and welcome to part 4 of the Darksiders 2 playthrough. I was gonna let this part go through with it, but it's not really a cutscene. I thought it was, but it's just a small little talk about where you are in the game. So yeah. Anyways, we're continuing on with Darksiders 2. I don't know if you realise, but the last part, or even 2 parts, there was a bit of a problem with the audio. It's about like a second out, and I think it was a setting I used on the PVR. But I've changed that now, and we have a different setting, which is also very good. Also, right there, I'm really not quite sure what happened, but I just stood there and got attacked. I think there's only one death in the next 2 parts, because I keep doing 20-minute gameplays and just cut them down 10 minutes each to do a part. I could do longer on YouTube, but I decided to keep it nice and steady, 10 minutes each. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty steady to do stuff like that. So yeah, that's all good. But anyways, yeah, we're moving on a bit now in Darksiders 2, and we're understanding a little bit more about the game. So it's always good to do that. So yeah, that's about it really. Also, I've moved on using the editing program I was using. I was using actually Movie Maker to render it, and I think there was a problem with the audio because of that as well. It was an MP4, the original PVR file. I'm using a different one now. So yeah. Also, I'm going to talk through this as well, guys. That part wasn't meant to be in the video. Because it was in the last one. I was going to cut it down, but then I thought I might as well just keep it so I can just commentate a little bit more. But you see I was skipping on a bit because I knew that I'd done this part before, and there was no point in just letting it go again. But yeah, that's about it. It's just continuing on, didn't really count. But then here we go, we're moving on now. This weren't in the last part. So here we go, we've got a level up, your power is increased, and we have a skill point awarded as well. So I choose one of the skills. I think it's probably the better one out of the 2, I'm not sure. See here it says Death summons bloodthirsty ghosts from beyond the grave to fight alongside him. That one was alright, but I went with the other one. Death teleports across the battlefield and delivers a violent skit attack that deals damage and restores death health. So yeah, it wasn't about the price there. I was just thinking that one was probably a little bit better to go with, so I just went with that. And then it also says how to use it. It's press down, and so I'll do that, and just press A and whatever. I didn't even mean to use that, and I realised that I did and couldn't use it again. But yeah. So yeah, and here it just tells you where you got. So you got skills, inventory, skills again, quest. I was thinking there was a chest there, and current game time 20 minutes. But yeah, I'm just walking on through. There's quite a long journey actually that's coming up, and I think it's in this part. Well, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah. Now there is a cutscene coming up in just a minute, so I won't talk through that, and hopefully I'll try and get the game volume higher while I do that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, I'll try it and we'll see what happens. But it's this guy right here, guys, so I thought he was going to fight me there. I didn't know what to do, but yeah.
The Reaper. It's about time you came. The Makers are dying, and our realm. We few are all that remain.
A warrior's life is never easy, old one.
Aye, not easy, but simple. I always saw my end with blade in hand, a field of enemy dead before me.
And what glorious end awaits you hiding behind these gates?
You cannot fight corruption, nor can you harm it. You can only kill those it has claimed. Every blow I strike against corruption is a blow against my own people. Muse on that, Rider, before you mock me as a coward.
Yeah, I didn't know which one to choose here, so I just chose the bad option. And you'll see why.
I can end your troubles, Maker.
Well, you're welcome to try. This blade is more ancient than you, Ryder. And taller to boot.
I will break it, and you, down to size.
I didn't want to do this part, and you'll see why. There's literally no way I probably could have beat this guy. Either way, he was killing me. And, see, none of my hits even works on him.
No horseman is a match for me.
I decided to just press train, but then realised something around here and I couldn't be bothered to do that, so I just left that and carried on with the rest of the journey. So there's a health potion there, and I feel that I should just pick that up, so I'll go ahead and pick that up. And I thought he was trying to hit me again, but then realised later on that he wasn't, and he was just ready to train. So I'm not, you know, I'm still not quite sure what that was about, but yeah. So we're in through here, ready to find the next part. Something here. This is like a messages thing. Look, press. See, look, it comes up now. Tone offline inbox. So I'm not quite sure what that's about. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. But yeah, got another cutscene right here, guys.
Maker's beard. The rumours are true. A horseman in the Forge lands. The name's Alia, and that's my brother Valis. We are the keepers of this forge. Though I reckon that means less now than once it did.
This is a Maker's Forge.
Nay, the Maker's Forge is lost to us, silenced by the hands of corruption. But in its depths we once crafted the dark towers of hell and the cities of heaven.
Now you make trinkets.
And you, one of the four, now seek the aid of the Makers? I guess we've all fallen from high places.
I came here seeking the tree, and your elder speaks of fire. What is it?
Aye, the fire of the mountain, the Stonefather's blood. It once flowed into our forge, as did the tears. Both imbued our craft with incredible power, the heart and the soul of stone. But corruption has taken them, and now our forge is silent.
Why does this concern me?
The way to the tree is lost, barred by corruption. You can no more leave this place than we. Restore our forge, and the tree can be reached.
I don't follow your reasoning.
We are makers, not warriors. But we are not without our weapons. Before the forge was lost, we crafted a mighty creature of soul and stone. A colossus to fight this corruption. But to awaken him requires a maker's key, and we need our forge to craft one. Will you help us?
What is this cauldron?
A temple built in the shadow of Stonefather's Peak. There the fire of the mountain was harnessed and passed into our forge. Ride east of town, ride through the charred pass and towards the cindery peak of the Stonefather. There you will find the cauldron.
Man of no words, your brother.
But hardly silent. His voice is the ring of the hammer and the roar of the white flame.
Yes, he works while you talk. I may have need of a blade.
Is your need greater than ours, horseman? I think not. We fight for the survival of our realm and our kin. You're worthy, and mayhaps we can do business.
So that was that, and now I realise that Kane was left to last. So instead of trying to fight him like I did at the start, I should have left it, because now I've got to talk to him anyway. And next part is where you'll see what happens with this, as I've talked to Thane even, not Kane. And then there's something to do with the cauldron. But I won't talk about that in this one. I'll talk about that in the next one when it happens. So let's just talk to Thane quick.
Horseman, you'll find naught that way but trouble.
Do what you must for your kin, old one. For mine, I ride to the cauldron.
Well, if you fancy your corruption waist deep, that's as good a place as any. You know, there's a reason this gate is here. And if you were a friend, I wouldn't let you pass. But then, who is friend to dare?